The South Shore Foster Closet provides clothing and other much-needed items to foster families in our area. Julie Thompson talked with co-founder Sharon Collins to learn more about this nonprofit organization and the good that it is doing for foster families on the South Shore.
I'm so pleased to welcome today Sharon Collins, the founder of South Shore Foster Closet. Thank you for joining us today, Sharon. Before we get into what the South Shore Foster Closet is, I'd love to know about the foster care system itself is very complex, and unless people have been directly involved with it, they might not even understand it. So can you talk about your background with the foster system and how it ended up making you want to launch this wonderful initiative that you have?
I myself am adopted. I was adopted as a young child, and both my siblings, I have a younger brother and sister, they were both adopted too. So it's always been part of our family. And as I grew and I moved out, my mom did her own fostering. So it's always been in my blood, so to speak. And I always wanted to be able to give back somehow. So I got divorced about 9 years ago, and I decided after I got divorced, I was going to get myself financially stable, buy a house, and I was going to then foster myself. So 7 years, it'll be 7 years in July. I started fostering, and as of today, 92 kids have come through my house. Some they stay the night, some stay the weekend, some stay a month, some have stayed 2.5 years right now, and the one that I have for 2.5 years, I'm in the final stages of adopting myself.
Wow. You've had over 90 kids in and out of your home as a foster parent for
Yes.
very short amounts of time or long amounts of time since you started this 7 years ago. That's incredible.
Yes.
So you really see firsthand all the different aspects of fostering. And now, if you have someone for a short amount of time, it's a crisis situation, I would assume, that the child needs to be taken care of?
Many that come in the middle of the night. There might have been a car accident and there was children in the back seat and they can't go back, or there was some type of argument and the police were called. And then some of them just come during the day because it's just been decided that they can't stay with their mom and dad for some reason. It all depends. But most of them come with very little. They may just come with the clothes on their back. They may just come in a diaper. And I always, myself personally, would always have bins of clothes in my basement for when this happened. And then I came together with another foster parent and we sat down and we got to do something about this, because not every foster parent has bins of clothes. Not every foster parent has clothes for babies to teenagers, and let's get something together and let's help these foster parents. So we started the Foster Closet about almost 5 years ago, out of our basements, out of her basement and my basement, and we just bins of clothes for every age and gender, diapers, shoes, coats, and we just got the word out that we were collecting these things, and people just came. My driveway would be filled. My driveway is still usually filled. If you get a good sunny day, the side of my house is always filled with trash bags and bags of clothes. People just want to give. They're just, and it's used clothes that they're going to get rid of anyways.
Right.
So it started that way, and it grew so big that we kind of grew out of our basement, and we had a friend who helped us get a space at the local Duxbury Baptist Church in Duxbury. And we had a room there. And then last year we grew out of that as well. And the church offered us a house they had on their property. And it was recently renovated and we've moved into the house so that we can continue to.
So that's your headquarters now for all your donations is the house. That's wonderful. Now, do the foster kids themselves get to come and kind of shop and look for things that they want, or is it more their parents that come, the foster parents that come?
On Mondays and Wednesdays, we're open in the evenings, and foster families, foster kids can come, and it's a store. We have racks of clothes, shoes, clothing, underwear, diapers, and here's a bag, take a couple bags and fill up these bags. And the looks on their faces when the kids actually come is just amazing, because most of these kids, as I said, come with nothing, or what they have is holes and dirty. It just really, most of the time, these things are really thrown out. It wouldn't be something that you would want to wear even go to rake your backyard on a Saturday afternoon.
Right.
And these kids wear these type of clothes every day.
So it's important that what is donated or what you put out for people to pick from is first quality. It's not things that have stains on them, and you could wear them, but you really shouldn't wear them out in public. So you're bringing a sense of pride to the clothing that these kids get to pick from.
Yes, we try our best to do the brand names and no holes, no stains.
Yeah.
These kids are just like everybody else's kids. My kids, I have several of my own kids. They want the brand names.
Yeah.
The teenagers, they don't want to be wearing Walmart clothes. They want the Adidas and the Nike. So we try to cater as best we can to these, the nice sneakers, the expensive jackets. We can't always, but they should at least have 2 or 3 pieces of the very nice clothes, and then backup, a backup suitcase, a backup bin of clothes. And we just try our best.
Right.
And those clothes that we can't use, we have other charities that we work with that can take those type of clothes, so nothing goes to waste. We find somewhere for everything to go.
That's excellent. Now, approximately how many people do you serve in the course of a month or a year?
I would say between maybe about 20 families a month, but over Christmas is our biggest event. We gave away over 975 brand new toys to 65 families and 150 foster children in the month of December. So in December we expand and give out toys and Christmas type items that we collect all year in my attic.
This must be a full-time job. Just
No,
rounding it all up and
I
keeping
have a
track of
full-time
it?
job and I have 5 kids.
Wow.
But we just it just becomes second nature to us. It's definitely a part-time job, but it's a labor of love that we just love to do. So it doesn't seem like work to us.
Right. And I noticed on your Facebook page, you also promote events that are sponsored by or sponsored for foster families. Can you talk a little bit about the other things that foster families can connect with?
We recently just started back up due to COVID, but we just had an ice skating party where any local foster family came. There was probably about 30 kids and their families, and they skated for free with skate rentals, and we had pizza. We gave away pajamas and gifts for the foster moms, because the foster moms work the hardest, I swear.
Sure.
Foster dads do too, but and then we had last week we had over Christmas vacation we had a free movie screening, and on this past Martin Luther King Day we did a roller skating party. So it's just a great, they can come for free and they can enjoy themselves. The foster parents can come together and sit around and talk, and it's really a community. And we've kind of, it was kind of sad over COVID because we didn't all get together. So it's nice to see us, all these foster families come back together again.
Right. I was going to ask you what other groups you kind of partner with, because there must be, it must be, especially for someone who's fostering for the first time, that's a whole new world. How do you support them for other than the clothing and obviously the essentials that the kids need? How do you support them in the whole process and the emotional toll?
I will say that we try to we'll have not support, but if we have an event, we'll always have we might have a room with like donuts and coffee, and we encourage the foster moms to go in and have a little rest. Talk amongst themselves. And I just think that the camaraderie that we see in these events, these people know that they're going to go, and they're going to go and see the foster families that they know will understand them in a way that no other foster, we call it the sisterhood. And it's just, they understand. If you tried to have many of the conversations that I have with foster moms, with someone who doesn't foster, they would shake their head and think you were insane.
Right. We just wouldn't understand it. No, I get it. Yep.
Yes.
Because if you haven't done it, you wouldn't understand it. I learned so much just listening to your interview. You did a wonderful interview with Kathy Lenatra on her show Profiles with Kathy Lenatra that we have here on PACTV, and I learned an awful lot that I had no idea about. It's really quite fascinating how much is involved in the whole foster system. What is the greatest need that you have for the foster kids going into the spring?
Right now, for the past, we've trended with younger kids.
Yeah.
We had a lot of like clothes and the needs, but the older kids, we weren't seeing as many coming into well, maybe not coming into the system, but coming to our store.
Yep.
And we really, right now, we're seeing as COVID starts to, not go away, but we start to live with it. We're seeing a lot of teens coming into care. We're also seeing a lot of children who are overweight.
Yep.
And so our greatest need right now is teen clothes.
Yeah, plus size.
Women's, small, medium,
Sure.
and large, men's,
Yep.
which we don't usually see. But with this trend of more teens coming in and a lot of overweight children,
Right.
we could use teen clothes right now. And teen clothes that you're thinking of, the Hollister and the Abercrombie's and the Vans, not old lady clothes, so to speak. Because these are
Right.
teens. They want to go. They
Yeah.
want to look cool when they
Yep.
go to school.
Of course they do. Of course they do. We're going to put the information of how to get in touch with you on our screen so everyone can see it. But if people had to remember one thing, one takeaway from this interview with you, what would that be? What should people know about what you do and why it's so important?
I think that you have to think about, if one of these foster kids was your own kid, how would you want to see them dressed? How would you want to see them treated at school when they show up in these clothes?
Yeah.
So if you're buying your kids Adidas, then these kids should wear Adidas. These kids should look like $1 million every day. And I think sometimes foster kids are given a bum rap that they're bad kids or that they deserve what they got, and that's not the case ever. These kids have never done anything to make this happen to them. So if we can help them a little bit with making them feel like, great in their new clothes then we got to do that.
Good for you. That's wonderful. Sharon, thank you so much. What you're doing is it's heart-wrenching. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julie, and thank you, Sharon. For more information, visit the South Shore Foster Closet Facebook page.
If you've enjoyed this video by The Local Scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.